All right, we are back with the Blame Girl podcast, and we got Mr. Terry Wayne in the house. Sorry, I said it that time, didn't I?
Yeah, you messed it all up. You messed it all up.
We are back with the Blame Girl podcast with
Mr. Terry Wayne.
And we got Jack O'Sullivan in the house. And we got Jeff Dolezal back in the house.
Hey!
Gay male porn enthusiast.
Black gay male porn
we
enthusiast.
Can't see you.
I support black business. How about now?
We can. Okay, we can see you now. All right. Yeah. Welcome. How was y'all's weekend, guys? Jack, go first.
It was good. Fucking I did a show in Miami, ate some cock on stage.
Where at?
Thank you, Miami.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
you're not actually saying thank you.
No, nobody
that's
said
the name. That's the name of the venue. Just clarifying.
Yes. No, I was not thankful after, and yeah, that was my whole weekend. It was not cool. And then I golfed, but
you golf?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I also golfed this weekend.
Would you shoot?
We only played 9 holes, but I was 5 over after 9.
Oh, that's not bad.
So how was your weekend since we went ahead and talked about you golfing, Terry?
Good. I went and we did a little road trip into Memphis to see some of my family. That's who I golfed with, was my uncle, because we used to golf all the time when I lived there. And just saw some family. My other uncle smoked some ribs that were really good. We've been feasting on those. We brought some back. And then that was it. Just showed my new wife my old hometown.
What did she think of it?
She said it, to quote her, she said, "It's not as bad as you said," which means it's bad, but maybe I exaggerated a little bit. But no, I didn't take her to the really rough parts.
Well, why would you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not going to traumatize her.
You still have family there then?
Yes. Yeah. A majority of my family on both sides. In fact, everyone up until my niece, Natalie, had been born in the same county.
Yo, dude.
On both sides of my family.
I'm on a podcast right now.
All right, Jeff, how was yours?
It was pretty good. I did a detox show with Jack. That was fun.
Jeff, we can't see you.
Yeah, I'm on the toilet.
This is what we get.
Hey,
this is what we deserve.
I'm pooping right now, but I did a detox show with Jack, which was very fun. Jack, tell him about the detox show while I wipe.
Yes. Wait.
My weekend was, you know what? Are we streaming? Yeah, we are streaming live. I'm like, did I go live? Maybe no one else saw that.
No, I did. I'm on it.
We are live. Okay. Because I was about to go share it. I can't even think about my weekend. Jeff is just wilding. What the fuck, man?
Yo, when nature calls, dude. I'm just
nervous. We could have waited. I would have preferred start 5 minutes late.
Yeah, we would have started late if you needed to poop. You should have said something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have the type of body that kind of lets me know beforehand. I'm kind of a
you need modifications. Okay, we got it.
No, he's got like ulcerative colitis.
If you need to go again, let us know, and you can just hop off.
I've never really been the type of person who's like, "Oh, a poop's coming on. I should warn people that I'm going to be late." I'm more like, "A poop's coming on. This is happening right now." You know what I mean?
But you don't have to take the camera with you. You know?
Yeah, it sounds like you have digestive problems. Like you can literally just take a break if you need to take a break. But yes,
you wilded, Jeff.
I wanted to
see a doctor.
He shot in golf, dude. I didn't want to leave the phone in the room.
No, you need to see a doctor.
My weekend was very fun.
I did. He cut cancer out of my head.
Are y'all done?
He needs to work on your digestive tract. Now I'm done.
maybe Terry's right. Like Jeff is enough to handle on his own. Like Jeff, get it together. All right, but no, my weekend was really fun. I did Jesse's Extreme on Friday. On Saturday, I did a wedding, so that was a lot of fun. And Sunday, I just did fucking chores and got ready for the week. So
A wedding? That sounds like a nightmare.
yeah, it was in Melbourne. It was my friend Mehmet. So I can't.
Oh, I thought you meant you performed.
You did comedy at a wedding?
No.
That's what I
No,
thought.
I
she
went to
meant
my
too.
friend's. I have a life. I have actual friends. I went to my friend's wedding. So
Well, you said you did Jesse's Extreme, which is a comedy show, and then you said I did a wedding on Sunday. That just made it sound like it.
oh no. I went
Stop
to
trying to gaslight us.
I went to a wedding. Maybe you're gaslighting me. I want to go back and play that audio. If you're listening and you come in late, tell me, did I say I did a wedding or I went to a wedding? All right.
No, you definitely did.
I said did. The guy that was taking a poop while I was saying it.
Yeah. Well, you said
Right.
did, but like for example, got my nails did.
What? That didn't make any sense. But all right.
That's his joke. He has a joke about. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the blames.
Dude, I didn't hear Jeff flush.
I did flush.
Okay, good. I just
You
wanted-
muted.
Oh, good man.
Let us
didn't
know in the comments if Jeff flushed or not.
I definitely flushed. Review the tape.
You're
Jeff
right,
is making
buddy.
this into porn, into potty porn. All right, let's go ahead and get into some blaming, and so we can leave Jeff alone. Are female artists these days showing too much skin, guys? And I say that in the context of there was the Essence Festival, which is a popular Black festival. I've been to it. It's usually grown and sexy. Now, some women got up, Megan Thee Stallion had a twerk contest, and another famous R&B artist said that was too much and we need to draw some lines. Are we showing too much skin now? Who's to blame, guys?
Probably the women.
He said the hoes. That's what he said.
Yeah, I would say probably. Who are these new pop stars showing too much skin? Was this Diana Ross?
It was Megan Thee Stallion, and then she invited women in the crowd to come up on stage and twerk.
What is
And
it?
India Arie, she's a singer from like the 2000s. She's like positive.
What they could do
Well,
is
she flashed her titty. That's what she did. Yeah,
You know,
she flashed her
right.
titty out.
No,
I bet-
India Arie never flashed a titty.
Yes, she did. I watched it. It's in the article. The video is. She
India
had a
Arie
paste.
did not flash a titty.
Well, then I'm confusing it for the other one.
Megan flashed a titty?
No, Megan Thee Stallion didn't. There was 3 women mentioned in the
Oh,
article.
Janelle Monáe, yes.
There you
Janelle-
go. Yes, she had a pasty on and
Yes.
flashed the titty. Who cares?
Yeah.
Is
Blame
anyone
this.
mad about it?
Blame this puritanical
Yeah,
society.
India Arie was mad about it. She's complaining that we've just gone too far and we've crossed too many lines. Like, it's too much.
if that's what you need to do to get attention, maybe you should write better music, ladies.
Well,
Right.
you know,
Oh, so you
I
are
like
you,
that.
you think
I'm
that
I blame the women involved.
okay.
It's the women's
This-
fault.
this is why
Yeah.
this is why we've never had 2 guests
I
before.
Well,
Mhm.
I think it's just like I think in 2005 it would have been a big deal, but now we have dudes fucking chopping their dicks off, like broads fucking putting dicks on, like who gives a fuck, you know what I mean? Like there's more shit
I
going
knew
on.
this was gonna be a fun topic to talk about with all you white men.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say
I
this.
hate all
right?
y'all's opinions.
I have
Wow. I've never said that to
I
a
haven't
guest.
even given mine. You can't say
Oh,
say
sorry,
all
Terry.
y'all's.
Maybe
I haven't
Terry.
given mine.
Terry gonna be the one with some sense today. Go ahead, Terry.
No, I have 2
I
schools of thought.
apologize.
Of it. I have 2 schools of thought about it. I hate that the puritanical society we live in demonizes people's bodies. I think it hurts your self-confidence. I think it hurts children a lot because they're taught that their own body that they were born in is something to be ashamed of. I think it really hurts your self-esteem. But on the other side, when you go to a sexual nature, like if a woman gets on, opens like an OnlyFans page and becomes famous for that, but then says, well, why do people judge me? And it's like, well, there is kind of you do kind of lose a social stature.
Wow.
Huh?
That's the same woman who did Wet Ass Pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
If some people, that's my point, between having those two different between those two different schools of thought, is that I think anybody that wants to be proud of their body and just flaunt it and show it off, go for it. But you have to know that there is going to be a price to pay. There's going to be a social price to pay, where your stock will fall.
Do you guys think that women are showing, because this extends beyond this article, right? Because you've had also this week, you've had a couple of celebrities have some issues with some, significant others. You had Keke Palmer, whose baby daddy basically said about her outfit that she's a mother, for crying out loud. And then you have Jonah Hill saying that his girlfriend, who's a surfer, is showing too much skin all the time. So do you guys agree with, do you think women are just showing too much skin? Do you think we should be showing less skin?
You're not showing enough.
Put these bitches in burqas.
No.
Cover them.
Yeah.
Bring some modesty to you. So that's what these women need.
Is that how your wife? Wait. Is that how your wife dresses?
Yeah.
Do you tell your wife to put on a burqa? Because I met your wife and she ain't wear no burqa. Shut up. What do you really
Jeff
think?
dresses his wife in a white hood.
That's how I've seen it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, like the Jonah Hill thing is the one that actually bothered me, because it's like, you're dating a surfer. She's going to be in a bikini a lot. She's going to be in bathing suits a lot. That's what you're doing. So that kind of thing is one thing. But like I said, starting an OnlyFans page or using your sexuality to try and sell your product, then you're just turning your own body into the product. You know what I mean? So you can't then demand respect later for anything more than your body, because that's what you're selling to make you famous.
I think it's interesting that now that women kind of have taken the power back. Wait, let me get in here, Jeff. Let me get in here. I think it's interesting now that women have taken the power back and have started making money off of our own bodies. Now it's well, you should just have to deal with whatever. It wasn't like that when men were in charge of it and making all the money off of our bodies. But now that we're doing it, it's you just have to deal with people not respecting you for it. That's some bullshit.
Hey, no. If you were a porn star in the 80s, people judged you too. Okay. It didn't matter. I mean, go watch Boogie Nights and come back, talk to me. It's always been
fair.
And that's coming from a guy who thinks prostitution should be legal. I totally think it should be legal. If a woman wants to sell her sexuality and wants to please a man with her body for money, I think that's your right.
Yeah, but you're gonna deal with people not liking that. I agree, but I think
that's
with the India Arie thing. That's interesting to me is it's like a woman that's doing it to other women. It's haven't we learned already? And haven't men learned not to tell women how to dress? But that's just me.
Hey, listen, women are going to be attacking women until they realize if we band together, we'll actually get more shit done. But my whole life, I've watched women attack women, and I'm a man raised by women.
And get more shit done, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why. It's like that WNBA complaint where they say we don't make as much as the NBA. Yeah, because nobody shows up to your games. Why don't you get some women to show up to your games in droves, and then you get paid more?
Dunk a ball.
Let's go.
You don't even have to dunk a ball. You just have to draw a crowd. That's it.
No,
we're all in comedy.
This is
if
the problem
draw,
with that.
You get the money. You get the
Here's
money
the problem
when you
with
draw a crowd.
People only want to be entertained by women through sex, it seems, right? They don't want to fucking go see you play basketball. They want to go.
It's because women don't support their own. Women don't support their own. You're half the population of the earth. If you supported your own, you wouldn't have a problem.
I don't know why you say that.
Because men support their own, and the NFL and the NBA and the MLB, they're all doing fine.
Yeah, they all care about their sports team more than on fucking families. That's why the women are at home with their kids. So,
Well, no, but that's because we support our own. If you want a
Yeah.
major sports league for yourself, support your fucking team, support your other women, and get out there and prove it with your dollars.
yeah.
Ball out in some burkas.
I can't wait to see your wife next time, Jeff. Ball out in some burgers.
I'm gonna DM her this episode.
I
Yeah.
I'm gonna tattle immediately.
All right. I don't even know Jeff's wife's name, and he's very lucky. Okay, no. All right, we're moving on to the next topic, guys.
Wait.
Oh, did you have something
Jack.
to add? Sorry, Jack.
Yeah. No.
Well, this is why we don't have two guests. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
I didn't mean to skip you. Okay, Terry, I get it. I don't know why I agreed to this, but I did, so we're doing it.
All right, we're in it.
No, it's like you can show your like I'm right now, like I'm a fucking loser. Like I don't make any money. Like if I could fucking pull my pants down and if I wasn't packing a light switch, like if I didn't have fucking 2 inches, like I would do that all the time to just try to make as much money as I can. You know what I mean? So like if they can just flash some titty and get paid fucking
You don't think you can make money? Have you tried to make money on OnlyFans? I know they be paying for people's feet, especially men. There's like a man that DMs comedians for their feet pics.
No, the market's flooded. When it comes to men, the market's flooded. Nobody cares. You got to be something special.
Look, I'm not making enough money to be like paying my bills, but I'm not making that my livelihood. I have a business, I have other stuff that I'm doing, but it's not.
The man could make money off of Facebook, or make money off of OnlyFans, the economy would come to a screeching halt.
Nobody would work anymore.
Nobody would
Write
work.
that down. Write that down.
Industry would tumble.
I completely agree, because I'm a man. I believe myself to be a man of integrity, but I will show my butthole on the line if it means I don't have to work. You know what I mean? Like
there's a market for that. There's a market.
I'm sure there is, but there's not a market for a 42-year-old man out of shape with a beer gut to show his butthole online. There's no market for that,
especially one that's cleansing right now.
No.
All right. You know what's not being cleansed right now are roads in Florida. We're about to have radioactive roads, guys. Who's to blame? Terry, tell them a little bit about this one.
Basically, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, even against the wishes of a lot of Republican supporters, they actually protested him signing this bill. Basically, you're going to be using some radioactive material that was used for agriculture. Now you're going to be using that radioactive byproduct in your roads.
Yo, fucking knock it off.
Go ahead.
We're going to wait for...
No, I'm muted.
We're going to wait for Jack. We'll go to Jeff.
I muted Jack. Go ahead.
I would say, hey, Ron DeSantis, don't say gay bill. How about this picture? Look at that, Ron DeSantis. I bet you hate it. Write a bill about that. I don't know. Okay. I don't give a fuck about roads, dude.
Well, for the man that just said he just had some skin cancer removed. Radioactive materials cause cancer, right? It can cause cancers in the lymph nodes.
That's what the big deal is, Jeff.
I don't walk on roads, though. I drive a car.
It really doesn't matter. Unless your car is made of lead, it really doesn't matter. The sun's going to secrete those things, and there will be vapors, and over time, you will be exposed to radioactive material, which is why it's a story in the first place. And that brain cancers, cancer of lymph nodes, all these things can be traced right back to radioactive material, which is why we take such care with it and bury it in mountains and shit.
Can they not just make asphalt? Why is this a thing?
Because it's cheaper, and because somebody
it's a handout to the fertilizer industry. That's what the article said. But Jack, what do you think about this?
Again, I'm with Jeff. Is just like
you don't think about it. You don't think. Yeah, y'all don't seem like real deep thinkers. You know.
Oh shit.
Not really.
They just got the jokes. You ain't got a joke about it?
Yeah, the joke he gives a fuck about roads, dude.
Yeah, well,
The reality is
until you find out you're sterile because you've been driving down the wrong road for too long.
And that's how we end up in these situations because
it's going to get rid of traffic.
Yeah,
it's going to get rid of people.
It's not going to get rid of it'll get rid of traffic down the line after everybody gets cancer.
I think every once in a while at 5 o'clock, we Oppenheimer a couple traffic jams up on 95, clear these streets up.
I like Jack's point of view because basically he's like congratulating bin Laden because he's like, hey, did you see Fifth Avenue? It's clear today. You know, all we had to do was fly a couple planes into buildings, and you can cut right through.
A big traffic jam. That was.
You must have loved COVID because it did the same. Like,
COVID's just getting rid of traffic out there.
I don't know. I don't appreciate the radioactive waste. I think that couldn't it be some other type of recyclable that was used? But again, as the article said, this is probably a handout. Like everything that DeSantis does kind of has a motive behind it. So, and
I think the biggest canary in the coal mine is that his fellow Republicans in the state legislature were protesting against having this bill passed, and they lost. And when Republicans are attacking Republicans, you know it's bad because normally they're all peas in a pod. You know?
He is pissing everybody off, right?
He's not going to be president. I know that for sure.
No, it's not looking good.
He's messing up too much.
The dog's coming back.
He's pissing off liberals. He's pissing off conservatives. Like he's got no friends out there. He's the new Ted Cruz. Mark my words. He's the new Ted Cruz.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of Ted Cruz, he probably would spend money on something like this micro purse that Louis Vuitton just made that sold for. He says big bucks. It sold for.
She said micro purse, Jack, not micro penis. Just to make sure you know.
Yeah, purse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so
we got it.
Now that he's told us that he's
the micro purse sold for $63,000.
Thanks for keep bringing it up.
He sold. Okay, what's going on? Like, why is everybody getting agitated?
What's with this purse, Gio?
I know. I've been trying to bring it up for like.
Well, Terry keeps bringing up my small prick for no reason.
You did.
Like, dude, I'm trying to do a podcast right now. I don't want to be reminded that I'm fucking packing this. Like,
yeah, we don't penis shame on here, Terry. So
okay,
no penis shame, but we can purse shame all we want. It's a little tiny purse, the size of a micro. You need a microscope to look at the purse. It sold for $63,000, guys. Who's to blame? Why is this a thing?
I'm gonna let them make their jokes. Go ahead.
Is it like a piece of art, or why do y'all think this sold for so much?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about
I'll tell you. Go ahead, Jack.
Well, billionaires have been they've been buying dumb shit. Like that's what they do with their money. They just buy dumb shit. So if you can buy $100,000 micro purse instead of maybe you save one human trafficking victim, spend money on the purse.
Yeah. It's a
collectible. You save lives by spending money on that shit.
Well, he's not wrong. It is this wealth gap that's causing the problem with all these extravagant, stupid things that people are buying. It's because they have nothing else better to do. You got way too much money and not enough common sense, not enough empathy for the rest of the people. So next thing you know, you're spending 65 grand on a purse you can't even see without spending another 60 grand on a microscope that can project it. Yeah, exactly. It's asinine. It's stupid. And it's really the fall of Rome. Like you're watching Rome burn right now, but you're watching it economically.
But let me just ask this, because I was thinking about fashion last night. Actually, I was watching and just like that, right? I was a Sex and the City watcher. I love fashion. And then, they go to the Met Gala, they get all artsy. In some ways, it's art. And yes, it's frivolous, right? But is it any different from buying an expensive painting? Because like I said, it is that they'll be able to sell that later.
Well, I don't know. Do you need an advanced microscope to look at the painting? Because then it's stupid too. Like, just because it's small doesn't make it good. All right. You're not Picasso because you made something tiny. The article said that the purse was the size of a grain of salt. That's too small to be anything. That's nothing. This is an Ant-Man and the Wasp. It doesn't
together. Did they 3D print that? Like, how did they make that? That it's interesting and artsy, but also absolutely frivolous. And like Jack said, like whoever's spending this 60 grand on that, that's someone's moderately comfortable salary for the year, right? Like,
come
on. I hope whoever bought that is paying their employees appropriately, right?
So let's put it this way. You could, instead of buying that purse, you could just pay somebody that same 65 grand and they'll follow you around for a year and tell them how awesome you are, that you don't need to have a micro purse. You know what I mean? They'll just follow you around for 10 hours a day and be like, you're awesome. You don't need this. Like, that would be a better use of that money.
Yeah.
Dude,
it'll help your self-esteem. It'll help them,
pocket to get cancer cut out of my face because I don't have insurance. I'll beat the fuck out of a billionaire.
Yeah, and we're going to eventually. Like,
if I met somebody who was like, I spent $60,000 on a purse the size of a fucking grain of rice, I'd rock them in their fucking head. I'd give them a bang in the head.
Not even a grain of rice, a grain of salt.
Serious as fuck.
It's not even a grain of rice. It's a grain of salt. It's that small.
I would,
and it's that infuriating, right? It's that fucking I need a car probably. My car, like I said, was
it's the same thing when you hear like Jeff Bezos spent $500 million, $500 million to build a second super yacht.
Not
it's
Bezos.
Like,
a second super yacht?
I can't.
Why you need two super yachts?
No, it was Bezos. He spent $500 million.
I can't fight him, is what I'm saying. He's jacked. He's
big.
big.
Why
you don't have to fight him. That's what guns are for.
Billionaires are jacked these days, like Elon and anyway.
Well, it's not going to matter because this volcano is building and building, and eventually there will be an economic uprising.
Speaking of volcano, July has had the hottest day ever recorded, guys. Who's to blame?
I think we all know who's to blame on this. Every climate change denier, everybody who spouted it to get, everybody who spouted it to get ratings or make money or whatever. Like, we all know the planet's on fire. Like, hopefully we get that economic uprising before we all burst into flames, just so, they don't get to slink away later.
Fault.
Guys, y'all got any input?
I just hope that it's. Who do you blame, Jeff?
The sun.
The thunk.
The sun. Who?
Very deep thinker. Very deep. He's blaming the sun.
Oh, I blame Obama. No. I just hope that this doesn't happen in our lifetime. If it doesn't, then I feel like that's a trend of all my points. It's just like not really giving a fuck. Just that it doesn't affect me. But
this is gonna affect you. I mean, Jeff already has skin cancer,
well, that affects Jeff. That's not my problem.
Well, yeah, but you're next.
You white too.
Like you're pretty fair skinned from what I can see.
Damn, bro.
And that's not to say that black people don't get skin. They I don't know if we get skin cancer. I don't know that
you do. Not as much. But
I've never met a black person that had skin cancer, but I'm sure we do. I think it's just the fact that we're not.
This guy looks like he has a little skin cancer right here.
We're not heeding the warnings that we've been given over and over again, and it's just gonna keep getting hotter and be the hottest recorded July every July until we do something about it. And
what's so infuriating is we know we've seen what happened with the lockdown during the pandemic and we all stayed home and nobody was driving, we saw the changes in the air quality. We saw the changes in the temperatures. We saw the changes on a global scale.
Right.
So we know what the answer is. We just don't want to do it because then, somebody might take our money.
So if like, because people were posting about like the dolphins are back in Venice and they're talking about like sea levels going down and all this shit in like June. And it's like, dude, if 2 months of everybody staying inside can reverse climate change, then is it that big of a fucking deal?
Yeah, it kind of is. Like the Great Barrier Reef in Australia it's almost completely dead at this point.
It's like smoking. No. It's like smoking. Like if you are a smoker or right now, if I stopped smoking and I like my lungs would just immediately get better. It's just like that. That's our air. So yes, it would immediately get better. But if you don't, you're gonna end up with cancer.
Like I'm not saying it's not real. I'm saying like
It sounds like it.
I'm saying like a lot of people get on TV and be like, we're past the point of no return. Like it's a lot of fear mongering on the side of climate change where it's like, we're past the point of no return. It would take like 100 years to reverse the damage. And then it's like, dude, in 4 months of lockdown, we reversed like so much.
But why do you think that you know better than climatologists?
We didn't reverse anything.
Like you don't know better than climatologists. Like what? Where does that arrogance?
We didn't reverse anything.
Like,
we saw improvements, is what it was.
That's what I'm saying. And that's
they're saying one thing, and you're like, no, this. Come on, man.
What are you talking about? They said that things were getting better in like 3 months. I'm not saying it was reversed.
Well, yeah, we saw improvements, but we're not reversing anything. Not on a long-term scale.
3 months. So imagine if we locked down for 5 years, it would be straight. It'd be good.
Well,
every time I see somebody, some climate change denier or something like that on the news making a case for it, I always think of the same guy. I think of the same guy who drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks until his liver gives out. But then he gets a liver transplant, right? And he's given a chance to correct it. But then he goes right back to drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks. Like we've been given so many chances on this and we just completely push them off to the side because we're like, this doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Blah, blah, blah. You know, capitalism, need the money, need jobs, you know.
The liver transplant would actually be like a new planet and then us doing the same thing to that planet. So
no, we could fix this planet. It would be easier to fix this planet
in your
than
analogy,
go to a different one.
For it to be okay, it doesn't matter. All right, I want to get to know our guys. How y'all doing? Welcome, Jeff and Jack.
Yeah.
Jeff Dolezal, we've
The
had
JJs.
Yeah, and Jack O'Sullivan. Thanks for being our guest tonight. So I want this to go this way, okay, guys? I want Jack to answer first since he's new, and then Jeff, you can follow up after him, and we'll give you the cue. All right, so Jack, how long have you been doing comedy?
I hit 2 years in August. So next month.
Oh, okay. You've been doing it for 2 years. Oh, this coming August, you'll be 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How did you get your start?
I was on deployment and I went into a karaoke bar and I went up to the dude and I was just like, hey, do a cappella. And he was like, why? And I was like, I'm doing stand-up comedy. He was like, oh, you think you're funny, huh? And I was like, dude, just get me on. And then I bombed in front of a bunch of Asian people. And I came back and I just started doing it.
So what branch of the military are you in? Just wondering.
Navy.
Are you still in the Navy?
No, I got out almost 2 years ago.
Oh, I didn't even know you were gay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comedians that have come like from the military. That's interesting. Jeff, how long have you been, refresh our memories, how long have you been doing comedy?
3.5.
How did you get your start? I think I kind of remember.
Open mic.
Yeah, you just kind of you win it, and then you wrote for a while before you went to your first open mic. Right?
Yeah, I had bits before, like for a while, but yeah, just going to open mic.
All right. Since you've been doing it, Jack, what has become your favorite venue to perform in? And you can't say
The Improvs.
Dude, I'm loving the detox shows that Jeff throws.
Yeah,
Those
they are
are the fucking shit.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. That's synergy. That's cross promotion. We like that.
Yeah, it's just in Florida, like who hates me the most is just like young chicks. And there's a lot of like young chicks and like old people. Like they just become completely disgusted by like everything that I say. Some of them are cool, but like when I see that, I'm just like, oh fuck. At the rehab shows that we've been at that Jeff's been running, I've been on 2 of them so far. Like they've been lights out both times, and it's just fucked up people that just want to hear some funny shit. So that's been awesome, and like something that's regular probably. I like that new.
So I can tell you're like Northeastern. Where in Massachusetts are you from?
Boston, the city.
Of course. Yeah, of course. See, there's so much comedy that comes out of that particular Northeastern corridor. It's just because everybody busts everybody's balls there that you just kind of learn comedy as you grow up. That's what I think.
Is that where you started, Jack, in Boston?
No, I started in San Diego, but like
he's been trained. He grew up there. He's been trained the whole time.
Well, it's like growing, huh?
I was just gonna say, did you watch it when you were growing up there? Did you go see comedians there? Did you see a lot of the comedy scene there?
Not really. I saw Bill Burr and I was just like, that dude's the man. And then I saw like Louis C.K., Trevor Noah, like people like that. And then fucking like growing up, like I remember playing on a basketball team, like for my uncle who was the coach. He was like, what position you want to play? And just being like 10 years old. And I was like, oh, I'm more of a down low player. And he was like, oh, because you like blowing dudes. And that's when you're like 10 years old. So it's just like every room that you walk in, you have to fucking verbally like, be aware the whole time.
Yeah, that's toxic. Okay. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That is not fair to you.
I love it.
Jeff, what is your favorite venue now? And you know you can't say the Improvs.
Why can't I say the Improvs?
Because it's too easy. If we let people do that, it would be the answer every time.
We've told you this before.
Yeah, you've been here.
Stand Up Live in Phoenix.
That's a good. I've played that room. Technically, it is still part of the Improv. Like it's still owned. It's still owned by Seminole Comedy, which owns all the Improvs down here and all the Copper Blues. But we'll let it go.
Then
you like where?
Mic Drop San Diego, the other club we did.
Are there any Florida like local ones that you would throw in there?
The Detox is fun. Detox is cool.
I would love to do that.
You can totally say your own shows. You can. There's no shame in that whatsoever.
It sounds like, I've never gotten to do a rehab show, and I wonder. I'm like, why? Is it because I smoke weed and drink?
No, you gotta be able to fight.
What?
You gotta be able to.
Bitch, what?
Not physically, Gio.
Oh.
Like they're gonna like yell at you, but it is.
Okay. You gotta
like,
do crowd.
Now I'm wishing I was still down there so I could do one because I definitely know how to fight.
Yeah, we know.
Days ago.
You what, Jeff?
What?
Okay. You cut out what?
I said I had to do 25 minutes of crowd work the other day.
Ooh.
But I mean, it's fun. I ask everybody like what they're there for, like, and one guy will say, like, there was like a gay dude with like pink nails who said meth, and I was just, like, damn, dude, you're like a borderline. Like, I couldn't really tell if you were gay, but I bet all horned up on meth, you're gay as fuck. And he was like, yeah, you know it. And he's just like
They
you got.
they like at rehabs, they like the like more harsh strokes, the more blue, the more, or can you, yeah, you can do blue, it just can't be drug, right? You can talk about
You can talk about,
blowjobs.
can't glorify drugs. If that, you can call them all junkies, but
Can you
you
talk
can't.
No, it makes sense. That makes
But
sense.
Like,
All
that room used to be Danny Fallon's room before he moved. And the only time anybody's ever like gotten in trouble there was Danny was like, because Danny's a former heroin user, and which isn't, I'm not
I
blowing
didn't know.
his
I
spot.
actually didn't know that.
He's-
I'm learning that right now.
He
That's
talks
like-
about it in his stand-up, but
Yeah,
okay,
that. But like he whoa, can you hear me?
yeah.
I got the low battery notification. The only time I've ever seen anyone get mad at somebody at that show was Danny was saying something about drugs, and he was like talking about how awesome like ecstasy was or something like that. And one of like the orderlies, like the people who work there, was like, no, black lady. Immediately
Yeah.
like, no, shut that down real quick.
Don't
Not
trigger
in my
them.
park.
All
No,
right.
you can't like glorify.
No, and actually, I did know Danny Fallon. I was actually good friends with Danny Fallon before I left, but I was actually thinking you were saying somebody else, another Danny. I mixed them
Alright.
up.
So let me ask you this, guys. Where have you traveled to do comedy? Jack?
I went to Phoenix and San Diego with Jeff and Matt and Josh. And then
And you started in San Diego, right?
yeah. So that was
And
nice.
so where else have you, so you've done San Diego and then took the trip with the guys and
New York. I was on a few shows up there like a month and a half ago, 2 months.
yeah,
And then just Boston, like mics and like little shows.
whatever, yeah, that's
That's
good.
that's
That's
look.
solid to
That's
do
a
your-
lot. That's a lot to do before your second anniversary. To be honest, like
Yeah, that's
really,
awesome.
no, that's a lot to do. That takes a lot of
Sure.
courage to do that. Because you just said you sucked a bag of dicks at Stand Up Miami, or at
Oh, yeah.
Thank You Miami just the other night. So to take it on the road, like that takes a lot of courage, man.
But you're
So
gonna,
I
I mean,
salute you on that.
You could be doing it 5 years and still suck a bag of dicks one day when you're on the road.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying, like that early to have that much confidence in yourself is not something that happens every day. Like I didn't take it on the road till my 4th year, so literally double.
Oh, I took it on the road immediately. As soon as I went home to Austin, I was trying to do mics. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, so what has been your favorite moment since you started comedy? Oh, we'll come to you with travel and your favorite moment last, Jack. Jack, been your favorite moment doing comedy?
Favorite moment.
Yeah, just your proudest moment.
Doing
Gillis.
well. Huh?
It's guest spotting for Gillis. You don't have to overthink it.
Yeah. Or the
I mean, that's a pretty good gig,
That's
man.
spotting for Gillis. Where
Yeah,
at?
that's a pretty good fucking gig right there, bud.
When did
Yeah,
you get that?
that was before I moved to Florida. And I met Shane in San Diego. And he had a joke about like the Navy. And I was like, oh, I'm in the Navy. So I hung out with him for a little bit. We went to an open mic and he crossed the
cool.
whole list out and he just wrote Jack O'Sullivan, Shane Gillis. And then he was doing stand up at West Palm and he said, I can do a guest spot. And then after
Beautiful.
he said, good job. And I said,
So awesome. You got a nice connection early on. All right.
That's not
Jeff,
bad, man.
where have you traveled? You told us some of them.
Yeah. The Tempe Improv, Stand Up Live, Phoenix, San Diego. I've done New Orleans. We did Comedy House New Orleans. That's about it for like out of state stuff.
Yeah. So what's been your favorite or proudest moment for you?
I honestly have no idea.
You got to pick one.
I mean, all of those, like stand up live, like all those, like went really well. Like I had good sets, or at least I think I
You don't
did.
have one moment that you're like, when you were like proud of yourself?
It doesn't even have to be in stand up. Maybe just the first time somebody recognized you off stage, you know?
I've never had anyone recognize me on stage.
Well, you do kind of look like everybody, to be honest. You look like everybody.
Like, dude, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, like I don't think there's like a proudest moment, but there's definitely shows that I've done where like I've done really well, and that always feels.
I think that it's hard for you to be proud of yourself. You shouldn't
Yeah, I
be
don't
like
I feel you.
praise or like
All right.
self.
I feel you. When you grow up losing, it's hard to take a win when you're an adult. Like,
All right.
so
I want to get a like a 30-second, synopsis of who you are. Minute, Jack. Where you from? Family? Do you have kids? Who are you outside of comedy?
All right, I'll list off my stats first. Jack O'Sullivan, Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, went into the Navy after high school. Did that for 6 years. I was gonna go to law school because I got arrested and was taking LSATs and stuff. And then right before like it came to like applying and everything, I was like, fuck that. I'm doing stand-up because law school blows and it's too much reading. Not even good reading, it's just fucking annoying.
I'm curious about the 6 years because normally you either do your 4-year stint or you go career. But it always perplexes me when somebody says, "Oh, I was in for 8 years" or "I was in for 10 years," and it's like, what happened after that 4th year where you were like, "I'm going to stick around," and then you got to that 6th year and you're like, "Fuck this."
Well, my contract was longer just because of my job, but I only did one enlistment.
Okay.
But yeah, not a cool story about that. It was just a 6-year commitment. And then our last deployment was like in the Philippines, and they were like, "Hey, our next deployment's going to be in the same spot." So I was like, I'm not doing that again. It was fun. Like, drank a lot. I fucked a bunch of whores.
You didn't like the lady boys in the Philippines, or?
No, they were great, but like, I just had them blow me. So like, who gives a fuck? But
Okay.
I didn't really go reaching underneath, but that was fun. And I would have done it again, but I was just like, all right, let's see what else I can do. So I was like, all right, let's try stand up.
Speaking of which, I love the fact that Jeff put this gay porn picture on the back. Yeah, because the whole podcast, it's looked like the guy on the right has been kissing him on the cheek on his cancer band-aid really the entire time. It's just he's getting a kiss from this black guy.
All right, Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself. The same thing. Where are you from? Your family?
I'm Jeff. I'm from Israel. Send us your. We need more intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Okay, he didn't want to participate in that.
All right, he's not participating. Ooh. He's just blowing holes in our whole
Let him cook.
I'm a lawyer by birth.
All right.
By birthright.
All right, we'll play a little bit of the blame game. Let me think. What was my blame for you, Jack? I had it just a second ago and then I lost it. Terry, you got anything for Jeff?
I think I already did it with the why get out at 6 years, but he had a good explanation for it. So there's no comedy to be dug up there. Yeah. Why didn't you go career on the Navy? Because 20 years, you retire at half pay. That's a good. Did you just not like the taste of cock? Is that what the problem was? Or
No, I didn't like that, but
okay.
Well, to be honest, like, and I'm not even doing a bit right now. It's just like I wanted to go to Iraq and shoot people, and
I'm glad you did it.
6% of everyone who enlists does it so they can legally kill somebody.
Yeah, like it's just I wanted to fucking put a bullet in someone's head, and that wasn't happening. They were just.
Well, you're in the Navy. You more shoot people from far away.
No, I was a SEAL.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
So he was a Navy SEAL, Terry.
I didn't know this. This is new information for me. I didn't know you could just join the Navy and go right to the SEALs.
No, I wanted to be a mercenary for the U.S. and just cause disruption, but they shut that down. So
I think you were a CV. That's what I think. I think you were just a CV. That's what I think. And I think you're lying to me.
No,
it feels like
God.
But listen, it feels like you were attracted to the more dangerous, like violence type of gigs in the military. Who's to blame?
Yeah, where's the violence coming from, Jack?
I mean, dude, America's like it's just a different version of an empire. It's a modern day empire, and fucking like the war is it's stupid. A lot of people died for no reason, but gas prices were cheap, and fucking so if that was like my role of just being like, hey, like let's get it down to $2.50 a gallon, it's just like I'll put my life on the line for that. Fucking hearing my dad bitch about fucking gas prices, it's like, all right, I'll go to Iraq, but that didn't happen. And
so to make your dad happy, that's why you did. Okay,
just to have him shut the fuck up, because like
no, I feel you. I feel you on that. I totally feel you on that.
But yeah, it wasn't. There was like patriotic stuff in the beginning, and then you read a little bit and watch a few documentaries that fuck with your head, and you're just like, oh, I'm not.
Are you okay? So now that you don't have that way to express yourself, what are you doing? Are you like in therapy? Do you do something else? I'm not even trying to be funny. Like
Boston is therapy.
Guys like this don't go to therapy.
I was just gonna ask.
Guys like me, guys like Jack, we don't. Yeah.
How are you healthily getting this out of you? Because it's giving like you're not, and like you're about to pop any minute.
Once a year, you punch a picture of your family.
I was talking to Jack.
And it makes you feel better.
Terry, I was talking to Jack.
All right.
Like I fucked a 57-year-old woman the other night, and that's a true story.
Kudos.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's definitely sex and stuff like that, probably.
I don't know that that's healthy, but we'll talk a little more. We'll talk a little more when I see you in person, because I'm like genuinely a little concerned about you, buddy. But
oh my God,
military be fucking y'all up, seriously.
No,
that's all right.
No.
Jeff, you can't fucking take anything seriously. Who's to blame?
Dude, I thought this was a fucking comedy podcast.
Sort of.
Yeah, but you act so stupid.
bad.
Like you don't know shit. You act like dumber than I know
What,
that you are.
Bring comedy to this thing? Fuck.
I mean, I will say this. Jeff is a tremendously intelligent man who acts stupid most of the time.
Yeah, it's infuriating. I would like some like real opinions from you,
because I know Jeff is smart. I've talked to him many times, and I'm like, this dude's got an opinion.
Wait, let me get in here. He is kind of smart, because I have been having a conversation with Jeff, and he gonna tell me that Florida has you can get an abortion in Florida up to 9 weeks. And I was like, wait a minute, I had to go look it up. It's 6 weeks. So he kind of know what he's talking about, but don't
know what I'm talking about.
I don't know where he gets his information.
I know enough to get you angry.
Well,
I didn't have any facts. I just knew that whatever stance you were taking, I could take the opposite and argue it well enough to make you mad. And
you're doing crowd work on us right now. Like
Jeff's an antagonist. All right,
doing material on us.
You just can't play into his game.
All
Well,
All right, guys. Do you have anything coming up? Do you want to give out your socials, how people can find you? Jack, you go first.
I have a show in Miami in an hour.
Well, that's not gonna help. But
So go to that.
Where's it at?
Thank you, Miami again, where I'm gonna get my teeth kicked in.
what's your socials? Where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Jack O'Sullivan77. I'm gonna post my first clip pretty soon. Yeah, it's of me doing some crowd work, me kind of showing off my skills a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jack O'Sullivan 77. That's all I can think of right now.
Something tells me I want to see this clip just based on Jeff's reaction.
I know. I'm afraid. Like, do you say the N-word in the clip, or like, why is Jeff laughing?
No.
Just,
yeah.
Well,
He
you don't
did
know
something.
that, Terry. But yeah, build up the excitement and the anticipation because I'm proud of my work.
All right, Jeff. What about you? What you got coming up? Your socials?
I'm at Dania, the Dania Beach Improv, July 20th. So a week from this Thursday. You can find me on Instagram at David Duke. And that's about it.
Or Jeff Dolezal comedy.
Yeah, or Jeffy D comedy. But I prefer that's where I give my opinions. I don't give my opinions on podcasts. If you want to see my opinions, at
Get no opinions on no
At
Jeff. You
David
don't get on
Duke.
Instagram either.
I
Unless
knew
it's
it
about
was
some
gonna-
dick. Shut up.
Nothing
All right.
serious.
Guys, seriously, thank you for joining us. I think you should both stick around because Terry Wayne always has words for white people. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm kidding, Terry. I'm gonna listen. Go ahead.
Okay. It's real quick this time. Because I just noticed, like, as we had this big political movement online for the last, I don't know, 5 years or so, 6 years. But it's starting to die down now. But I feel like the really detrimental side of it is they. So we're going to talk about they. We're going to talk about they and them and their, as in THEY apostrophe RE. It's the theys that are the problem. It's the thems. We always say, well, they're trying to do this, or, it's all of them pushing that. No matter which side of the political spectrum you're on, it's always they or them. We always create this big monster that we want to come in and fight against. But that's very much done on purpose. It's very much done on purpose because you're trying to create an enemy. And when you say they and them, what you're really talking about is political figures that can actually do things, or even people in the media that, again, can actually do things. It's important to know not to point those crosshairs at your neighbor or your friends or your family members and say that that's they or that's them. Because I've never known anybody who worked at a Jiffy Lube that it could affect anything in the entire world other than maybe your gas mileage or your tire inflation. You know what I mean? But it seems like a lot of people want to make everything into they and thems. And that's what's really dividing people, is that if you're somebody who's a Democrat or a liberal, and then you look at somebody like Tucker Carlson saying what he says, or you look at Newsmax and saying something that they say, you just automatically assume that everybody that watches it or everybody that is conservative or Republican thinks that way. Or if you are a conservative and you look at somebody who says, no, I want to read stories to children as a drag queen, then you automatically assume that anybody who's a Democrat or anybody who's a liberal says the same thing, about that. Like, yeah, that's a good idea. No, There are no theys, there are no thems, there is no bigger force that's here to sway humanity. The 95% of each party is just normal folks like you and me trying to live their lives, trying to get by. You might not agree with them, but they're not your enemy. You know, they're not your enemy. They're just not. Your enemies are the ones that are on television promoting, you know, junk in either direction, or they're on the floor of the Capitol trying to promote bills that are either full of hate or they're full of nonsense, you know, on either side. And we get swept up into like they're all the same. You're all the same. And that's just not the way it is. There is no they. There are no thems. It's us. We're the majority of the country. It's you, it's your neighbors, it's your family. There is no big conspiracy on either side. So stop thinking of theys and thems and just start thinking of me and him or her or they, if they choose to, I don't know, identify that way. But it doesn't matter. They're the people that are around you. They're the people that are in your life. And they're not evil. They're not evil. And you're not evil. Just because you have a difference of opinion doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make you evil. It just makes you different. And that's what America is about. Be different,
I agree,
but work. Be different, but work together, and we'll all grow together equally.
I agree. That's right. White people are not evil. They're equal. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Not separate, but equal, but just equal. Yeah. We're all just bags of meat and chemicals trying to make it through this life.
All right, Terry. You want to promote the book?
I do. You can get the book on Amazon. It is called Unclaimed Ashes. It's on sale right now in all media and all formats. It's not that expensive. So read it, motherfucker, and give me some money.
All right. Again, you can catch Jack tonight in Miami if you're down there. I probably won't see it before this, but thank you, Miami. And this week I'm going to be in Jupiter on Saturday at Twisted Tuna at 7. So come check me out. And
Jeff's already gone. It don't even matter.
I think his phone died.
Yeah, I think
I know his phone died, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to make fun of it.
So, all right.